Okay, so when you see a spider, what's your first reaction? Probably a little jump, maybe a scream, or even a quick grab for a shoe, right? We've all been there. Spiders, with their creepy, crawly vibe and those too many legs, often get a bad rap. But have you ever stopped to think, for just a second, what it's actually like to be a spider? I mean, seriously, put yourself in their tiny, hairy shoes, or rather, their 8 tiny, hairy feet. Because honestly, while we're busy freaking out about them, I'm pretty sure their lives are way more stressful than ours. Today, we're diving deep into why being a spider probably sucks more than you can imagine. Get ready to feel a tiny bit of pity for these misunderstood arachnids. Trust me, it's not all fun and games spinning webs and catching flies. First up, let's talk about the legs. 8 of them. Seriously, imagine trying to coordinate 8 limbs every single day. We humans struggle with 2 hands and 2 feet sometimes, stubbing toes, tripping over our own feet. Now picture having 8. You'd be constantly tripping, getting tangled, and just generally a mess. Think about walking through a busy room. You'd be bumping into everything, getting stuck in doorways. And then there's the grooming. Imagine trying to keep all 8 of those hairy legs clean. It sounds like a full-time job just to untangle yourself every morning. Forget having a bad hair day. Spiders probably have a bad leg day every day. It's an occupational hazard of having too many appendages. Just trying to move from point A to point B must be an Olympic-level challenge. Next, their eyes. Most spiders have 8 eyes. Sounds impressive, right? Like they'd have supervision. Nope, not really. For many, those 8 eyes are actually pretty terrible at seeing clear images. It's like having 8 blurry cameras pointed in different directions. Imagine trying to navigate the world when everything looks like a pixelated mess. You'd probably rely more on vibrations and touch than actual sight. So while they might detect movement from multiple angles, they're not exactly seeing in high definition. It's like having a bunch of security cameras that only record fuzzy shapes. Not exactly ideal for hunting or avoiding predators. So much for eagle-eyed, more like 8 blurry-eyed for our spider friends. Okay, this one is pretty gross. Spiders can't chew their food. Nope. Instead, they inject their prey with venom that not only paralyzes it, but also starts to pre-digest it internally. Then, they basically suck out the liquefied insides. Think about that for a second. No delicious crunchy snacks, no juicy steak, no pizza, just a never-ending smoothie diet of bug guts. Imagine if every meal you ate had to be pre-digested and then slurped up. It sounds like something out of a horror movie, right? And forget about enjoying a variety of textures or flavors. Every meal is essentially the same, just a different blend of insect smoothie. Talk about a bland and utterly disgusting culinary experience. No wonder they're always so grumpy. Now, the webs. We think of them as these amazing, intricate traps, and they are. But imagine having to constantly produce this super strong, sticky silk from your own body. It's like your body is a 3D printer, constantly extruding material. And it's not just for catching food. It's for shelter, for travel, for protecting eggs. That's a lot of silk to make. Plus, webs get damaged. Wind, rain, clumsy bugs, they all mess up a perfectly good web. So a spider spends a huge chunk of its life repairing or completely rebuilding its home and hunting ground. It's like having to rebuild your house every other day. And what if you get stuck in your own web? It happens. Imagine setting a trap and then accidentally getting caught in it yourself. The ultimate facepalm moment for a spider. As if life wasn't tough enough, everyone wants to eat a spider. Seriously, they're like the crunchy snack of the insect world. Birds, lizards, wasps, even other bigger spiders. The list of predators is endless. Imagine living your entire life with the constant threat of being somebody else's lunch. Every shadow, every movement could be a deadly attacker. They're always on high alert, always hiding, always scurrying away. It's a nonstop game of hide and seek where the stakes are your life. And some wasps, like the tarantula hawk, don't just eat them. They paralyze them and lay eggs inside them so their babies can eat the spider alive from the inside out. That's not just being prey. That's a horror story waiting to happen. Talk about a rough existence. And then there's the whole dating scene for spiders. It's not exactly romantic. Male spiders often have to approach females with extreme caution, performing elaborate dances or bringing gifts, because if they make one wrong move, they might end up as dinner for their potential mate. Imagine trying to impress someone, and if you mess up, they literally eat you? That's a lot of pressure for a first date. And even if they succeed in mating, the male often dies shortly after, or is eaten by the female. So reproduction is a high-stakes, potentially fatal affair. Forget swiping left. For spiders, it's more like swipe left or get eaten. Definitely not a fairy tale romance for these guys. Finally, let's talk about us, humans. We're probably their biggest, most unpredictable threat. You could be minding your own business, spinning a beautiful web, and suddenly a giant screaming creature with a shoe comes crashing down. No warning, no chance to explain, just instant annihilation. Imagine living in a world where random, colossal beings could squash you out of existence at any moment, simply because they find you icky. It's not fair, is it? We project our fears onto them, and they pay the ultimate price. So next time you see a spider, maybe, just maybe, give it a little nod of respect for surviving such a tough, thankless life. Or at least, just gently move it outside. So yeah, being a spider, it really does suck. From coordinating too many legs to being everyone's snack, their lives are a constant struggle. Maybe next time, instead of screaming, we can offer a little empathy. They're just trying to live their best, terrible lives after all. Thanks for watching.